got off because I knew that that skater had no control over where they were going. They were fine when they were on the ice by themselves, but when you populate the ice with other skaters, I had to get off because I knew my life was in danger. So, you know, I go to Predator games and I'll watch the skaters and I'll go, ooh, good thing they can shoot because they can't skate. But, you know, again, it depends. You have your skill set and you just try to rely on that.
There are guys that get out there at the NHL level and the ice is their friend. It just looks completely natural. There are guys that get out there and every stride, every step of the way, they're fighting the ice. The ice is not their friend. But I will say there are folks, even though they aren't blessed with a great skating ability. Luc Robitaille, if you've ever seen him play, one of the great, most offensively productive left wingers ever. I played with him in LA. Not a great skater, but he can find the back of the net. So it's helpful to be able to skate, but you can overcome it if you're not a great skater.
So how long does it take for one to, not forget Olympic level, NHL level, if you were to take everybody here, and some people may be good already, some people maybe have never been on the ice, how long does it take to teach somebody, or somebody inept like me that can only hang on to the wall? Like, how long would it take you for me to be a decent skater?
Well, I think, you know, the first thing, and a lot of the people that I meet, they say, well, I can't skate because my ankles are too weak. Do you have any times I've trashed my ankles? I mean, they're barely able to kind of support a foot, but if you have the right equipment, you're able to really stay upright, and then they become an extension of your legs, which is kind of what they're designed to be. So part of the skate school is there's going to be the proper equipment to give people the support they need to be able to really go out and have a great chance of skating. I used to be pretty good, but you put me in some of these rental skates that are out there, and I have to be hanging onto the wall. So the skates is the #1 part, but you know, my son, and when he started, you know, for the first time he put on skates was age 3. By the end of the session, okay, he was on the ice for a little over an hour, he was getting all the way around the ice without touching the wall or anything else. So all it takes is a little instruction to get you started, and then to be able to really manipulate an edge and be able to skate backwards. A lot of it's just repetition and getting, you know, somebody to kind of, you know, coax you and coach you through it. So I would say, you know, if you've got a little bit of instruction and people give you the concepts of how to just be on the right skates and just start moving forward, you can be pretty comfortable on the ice in less than an hour.
Wow. Scott, I think folks would be fascinated to hear, I know I would be, during your career, amateur and professional, there weren't many folks doing this and really would have been considered in a large basket of solid moves, great moves you did, the backflip.
Yeah, that takes time. That's not an hour.
That to me is something folks would really, you know, I'm sure love to hear about. How did that evolve? For me as a fellow athlete, I see you land that in a competition on television, I'm impressed, but immediately I'm thinking about all the times leading up to that competition.
Yeah.
You tried it, didn't land it, and ended up face first on the center ice circuit.
Well, and this is, you know, I had this friend who I used to tour with, and this was, you know, he saw me do about 1,000 backflips, and he was an Olympic gold medalist from Russia, and he goes, I'm going to do backflip. And I go, okay, well, I'll help you get started, but, you know, it's a slow process. And he goes, I want to do it in a show. And I go, the show is like 10 days. And he goes, yes. And I go, it's not going to happen. He goes, I'm Russian. I can do this. And I go, no, I know you're Russian. I know you're great. I know you're awesome. I know you're an Olympic champion. But you know, it takes a little more time than that. And he goes, I can do this. And I go, all right. So I went away that weekend because I had to do a speech, and I came back. And I go, how was the weekend? This is at rehearsals for Stars on Ice. And they go, fine, but the skater he sprained his ankle. He fell down the stairs, and he has a sprained ankle and a concussion. And I go, he fell down the stairs? And he goes, really? I go, no, he didn't. He tried a backflip. I know he did. The thing with learning it is, it's like anything else. It's muscle memory. You've got to teach your body how to do something. And so when you do a backflip, you're going to be gliding on your left foot, and then you're going to put your toe in, and it works like a pole vault. It shoots you up in the air, and then the idea is just to get up at an angle and then roll your pelvis. So I learned how to do this from a gymnastics teacher on the floor, And it's an amazing process because you think you got to throw yourself backwards, you got to throw yourself up at just the slightest angle, and then you know, shorten your radius and you go over. It took me from beginning to my first one by myself a year, because I was not going to land on my head. My head had taken enough trauma over the years. I was not going to let a backflip do that. But I knew from seeing other guys do it what it does to an audience. So I had to have one. And so I took it really slow, methodical, you know, and then it goes, you have, once you get the movement down, you get on the ice and you have a belt around your waist or a towel or whatever you can get, a rope. And then you have a really strong, usually a pair skater, sometimes usually lifting people on both sides, and they help you get over and learn it on the ice. And you don't do it on your own for quite some time. So my friend never brought it up again after that weekend that I went out of town. He just, no, backflip isn't for me. And I saw a lot of guys do that because they took it for granted. They just thought it was instant gratification, it's an easy movement up and over. But when you take off in skating, you rotate. You can't rotate in a backflip, you know, and not kill yourself. So it's a big process, but it's like anything else. If you learn something correctly, and that'll be part of the skate school, learning it correctly, it's yours. You own it.